George.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, on page 7, sorry to take you back, I was marked as absent. I was present in the House yesterday. And so if the table office can effect that correction. Thank you.
Honorable Hussein.
Mr. Honorable Speaker, on page 7, I have been listed as being absent from Parliament. Right Honorable Speaker, you gave permission to the Committee on Trade, Industry and Tourism to meet yesterday, and we were at that meeting. So I was absent with permission from the House.
Page 8. Honorable, are you on your feet?
Yes, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, on page 8, I've been absent. I was here yesterday, and I want the table office to do the corrections. Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Page 9. Page 10. Page 11. Yes, Honorable Kudito Abraham.
Most grateful, Right Honorable Speaker. 2 corrections on page 11. Item numbered C, Committee on Foreign Affairs. On is missing, if that can be inserted. And the first paragraph under item numbered C, the last entry E, it should be the Kingdom of Morocco, not the Republic of Morocco, the Kingdom of Morocco. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. Page 9, 10.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, yesterday I was in the House, but my name is nowhere to be found.
It's nowhere to be found. Page 10. Page 10. Page 11. Page 12. Page 13. And page 14. Honorable members, the votes and proceedings of Tuesday, 12 November 2019, as corrected, are hereby admitted as true record of the proceedings. Official report dated 31st July 2019. Any corrections, please? Honorable Kudito Abraham.
Most grateful, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, column 5581, the last paragraph. The name of the former Speaker of Parliament, the Right Honorable Edward Doe Ajaho. Ajaho has been spelled wrongly. As a former Speaker of the House, we cannot afford to make this mistake if it can be corrected accordingly, Mr. Speaker. And at column 5604, the last paragraph, I believe, Mr. Speaker, that paragraph which is attributed to you, if I can quote, as we begin our work today, we want to acknowledge the leadership and the excellence of your ambassador to the United States of America and our ambassador to Ghana. The countries have been interchanged. It should be your ambassador to Ghana and our ambassador to the United States of America. So if it can be interchanged, to reflect exactly what your good self was communicating. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. Any further questions? Any further corrections on the official report of 31st July? Yes, Honorable.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Mr. Speaker, going through the document, I've become aware of going through the Hansa in question. I've become aware of a number of missing pages. Mr. Speaker.
Honorable, are you referring to official report?
Official report, yes. Going through the official report, I've become aware of a considerable number of missing pages. From columns 5466, the next one thereafter is column 5466. From column 5466, it jumps all the way to 5523. Suggesting that a considerable number of pages are missing from the official report, and I'm on my feet to draw your attention to that. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The table office to note accordingly. Any further corrections? Yes, Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm referring to the official report of 31st July. Column 5602. Mr. Speaker, in the last paragraph, Mr. Speaker, in the last paragraph, if I might read it. Mr. Speaker, I am at a bit of a loss.
Order. Order.
Mr. Speaker, column 5602 of official report of 31st July.
Order.
In the last paragraph, there is a mistake in the word descent. And that's in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Line 9 of the last paragraph says the vitality of dissent. I believe it should be dissent, D-I-S-S-E-N-T, not D-E-S-C-E-N-T.
In the absence of any further corrections, the official report of 31st July 2019, as corrected, is hereby admitted as true record of proceedings. Honorable members will move to the official report of 30th October. Any corrections noted? Yes, Honorable Kudito Blackburn.
Most grateful, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker, a few corrections I'll run through very quickly. The first one contained at column 479, the name of my senior colleague and good friend, the Honorable Magnus Amwete. Amwete has been spelled wrongly without a Y. Column 4H4, Right Honorable Speaker, the first paragraph, Consolidated Bank. There is no such entity. It should be Consolidated Bank Ghana Limited. So if Ghana Limited can be inserted, since this is a house of records. And at column 500, Mr. Speaker, the submission by my leader, the Honorable Haruna Idrisu, the word should be avert. He was referring to the floods. He says steps they are taking to avert a future occurrence, not advert. Avert. So if it could be corrected accordingly. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable. Yes, Honorable.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, this is the official report of Parliament. And Right Honorable Speaker, I will plead that the table office takes its time because you realize that most of the printing cannot be read. And I think, particularly when it gets to where my leader has said something, I realize that that place is blanks. Perhaps it's not deliberate, but you can see it's not properly printed. And I think that leadership should draw the attention of the table office to ensure that official reports are well printed, Mr. Speaker. Thank you very much.
Table office should note accordingly. Yes, Honorable.
Mr. Speaker, what exactly is he saying? He says something must be well written. Where? Mr. Speaker, you should tell us where. Which page? Which column? Where? Mr. Speaker, he didn't attend orientation. That's why he's making this correct. He didn't attend orientation. He should tell us where. Which page? Which page? Tell us. I can read everything. Tell me.
I'll do it. He'll do it.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm really at a loss as to the source of excitement from the minority benches. Anytime I get up to correct Mr. Speaker, it's a very small correction.
Honorable, please make your correction.
Column 500, the third paragraph. The third paragraph of column 500. There is an omission, Mr. Speaker. After line 4, the Honorable Minority himself, I believe minority, the leader, is missing. And so line 4 of column 500, if the table office would take note of that. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Any further corrections? Any further corrections? I know who intends to make a correction and who does not intend to make a correction. Honorable members, any further correction? No comment. Correction.
Mr. Speaker, I'm not commenting. Mr. Speaker,
please make your correction.
It is so. Mr. Speaker, I want to seek your guidance. Mr. Speaker, I want to seek your guidance. I need your guidance.
Please propose your correction before asking for guidance.
Very well.
Then
Mr.
I know
Speaker,
where we are going.
Very well. Mr. Speaker, I have noticed that members have been making corrections, typographical errors. Mr. Speaker, but if you read, Mr. Speaker, corrections.
Order. Yes. Honorable, kindly take your seat. Honorable members, in the absence of any further corrections, the official report of 30th October 2019 is hereby admitted as a true record of the proceedings. Honorable members, at the commencement of public business, item listed 4, presentation of papers. The following papers to be presented by the Minister for Finance. I,
Mr. Speaker, as rightly said, there's a paper to be presented by the Minister for Finance. The Speaker, the Minister for Finance is in the House, he's in the building. The Majority Leader, the Speaker, would invite him to lay the said papers and thereafter present to this House the financial policy of government for the year ending 31st December 2020. But the papers, Mr. Speaker, will be laid by the Finance Minister himself. And the Majority Leader, Honorable Osei Chairman Sabunsu, is ushering the Minister for Finance in. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And the Minority Leader is aware, Mr. Speaker, and the Minority Leader is aware that the Finance Minister is here, so is the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana. Mr. Speaker, the Minority Leader and the leadership of minority Mr. Speaker, the Majority Leader has entered the chamber, and so is the Finance Minister in the chamber as well. So my colleagues on the other side should rather be patient to listen. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Order. Honorable Minority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, the Deputy Leader, naturally was a leader himself, was ushering in the Minister for Finance, could not be immediately in the chamber. But Mr. Speaker, in speaking, you probably must note that our objection is that while the Vice President, the second most respected person of our Republic, is in this House, the Minister for Finance should have been here earlier. And as Mr. Speaker recognized him, Mr. Speaker, the Minister for Finance knows that he cannot sit after the Vice President. He cannot. State protocol, hierarchy of authority. But Mr. Speaker, you have done what is appropriate. We can welcome him to now lay the paper. And the Deputy Leader, it is not for the leader to invite the minister. You heard the Speaker, the leader, the head of the organ. The Speaker has invited the Minister of Finance. But next time, the minister should be seated, relaxed, for the supporting Vice President to come in. But not the opposite. But not the opposite. The Vice President
whether the masters of our own rules. It's neither here nor there. It's neither here nor there. I believe, Mr. Speaker, I strongly believe that the minister being in the chamber to lay the paper at that material time is what is important. But I strongly understand why the minority leader, on a day like this on television, Mr. Speaker, on a day like this on television would want to talk. But Mr. Speaker, he shouldn't differ and alter the rules. As a majority leader, my majority leader has stepped down to bring in the Minister for Finance. And it is only procedural. It is only procedural that I write and inform the House while the majority leader actually brings in the Finance Minister. They should be very patient. Today, the budget is going to be a budget of hope and expectations of the people of Ghana. So just be patient.
Item listed for I, Honorable Minister for Finance.
Annual report on the Petroleum Fund for the 2019 fiscal year.
The report is duly presented and is referred to the Finance Committee for consideration and report. Aye. Honorable Minister for Finance.
Request for waiver of import duties, import VAT, import NHIL, Get Fund levy, Adom levy, and special import levy, including domestic taxes, amounting to the Ghana cedi equivalent of 53,506,830 United States dollars and 74 cents, made up of US equivalent of 2,657,206.74 on local purchases and US dollars 58,49,624 on equipment, materials, and vehicles to be imported under the design, construction, and commissioning of a potable water infrastructure project in Tamale, Northern Region, Ghana.
The request is duly presented and is referred to the Finance Committee for consideration and report. Aye. Honorable Minister for Finance.
Request for waiver of import duties, import VAT, import NHIL, Get Fund levy, Adom levy, and special import levy, including domestic taxes, amounting to the Ghana cedi equivalent of 4,528,031 euros and 50 cents, made up of 799,31250 euros on local purchases and 3,728,719 euros on equipment and materials to be imported in respect of the completion and equipping of the Bekwai District Hospitals.
The request is duly presented and is referred to the Finance Committee for consideration and report. Honorable members, we have an addendum. On the addendum, we have presentation of papers. Listed A, Minister for Finance.
I don't know. Yes.
It's not working. Annual report on the collection and utilization of the African Union import levy for the 2019 fiscal year.
The report is duly presented and is referred to the Finance Committee for consideration and report. B, Minister for Foreign Affairs.
Mr. Speaker, the Minister responsible for Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration is outside the jurisdiction and I may want to seek your indulgence and that of my colleagues to present the paper on her behalf.
You may sure do.
Contract, technical support agreement between the government of the Republic of Ghana, represented by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration, and Oriel Fossil Security Printing Limited, and TGN Digital Security Limited, for the supply of machine-readable visa stickers and hardware personalization systems.
The agreement is duly laid and is fed to the Foreign Affairs Committee for and report. Honorable members, item listed 5, Minister for Finance. Honorable Minority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, if you have no objection to the paper laid on the other paper addendum in respect of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, kindly, if you can join the Committee on Finance and Foreign Affairs, because as I read it, contract technical support agreement between the government of the Republic of Ghana, your referral is to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. I'm sure there will be some related financial issues to this. Thank you.
Chairman of the committee.
Mr. Speaker, the Finance Committee has its hands full already, and so I'll rather it stays with the Committee on Foreign Affairs. You could add the leadership of the Finance, maybe communications. We have our hands full already.
Finance don't need it. Very well, then we proceed. Item listed 5, motion, Honorable Minister for Finance.